Hello, everyone. Rose Allen here at buildingchi.com, wanting to share with you the powerful practice of building chi through standing meditation. So I invite you to join me coming up to a standing position. The main part of the standing meditation, which is one of the basics for a Qigong practice, is learning to discern where you are holding tension in the body. When you're holding tension, you are wasting energy. So when you can learn to relax your muscles, you have all of that excess energy to build onto in your lifetime. So the principal part of the practice is your posture. So we ground through the bottoms of the feet, which are approximately hip width, a little bit wider apart, checking that your feet are mostly straight forward. Always we have a little bend in the knees. There's not really any need for you to come way down and work the leg muscles so hard. So just a nice relaxation in the knees, lifting the toes briefly to activate the bubbling well, the kidney 1 meridian on the bottoms of the feet. And then just relax the toes down. Think about the feet sort of melting or smearing onto the floor or into the earth if you are able to practice out of doors. We think about the crown of the head gently lifting and like a funnel open to the yang atmosphere flowing down. We are like lightning rods between these two energies. I also encourage you to practice, if you can practice outdoors in your bare feet on organic soil that hasn't been treated at all. So there are different positions for the standing meditation. Very basic position is simply inhaling the arms out and then sort of wrapping in front and drawing the hands in toward your lower dantian, your main energy center, a couple of inches below the navel. So here we have an opportunity to observe our bodies in stillness, which probably doesn't happen very much. So it's important to have some space under the arms as though you had a rolled up sock. This way the chi can better flow down into the fingertips. The chest is relaxed. So we think about sort of opening the scapula on the back. So the shoulders are slightly in front of the body. When the chest is relaxed, the energy can flow down into the main energy center of the lower dantian versus a tight, upright military posture. So the hands have got space, almost like you're holding a ball against the lower abdominal area. We allow the tongue to float up to the upper palate as the main energy channel travels up the back to the upper palate. The other channel, the Ren channel, flows down the front to the perineum from the lower palate. So that tongue connection is like a battery that reinforces that current of energy that then directs more powerfully into the other meridians. So tongue on the upper palate, the gaze can be softly opened, or you can close your eyes since we're not really going to be moving. The benefit with the standing meditation is that there are no creases in the body as there are typically with a seated meditation. So the energy can flow freely up from the bottoms of the feet, up through the legs, and into that main storehouse of energy. So this is a very simple practice, but also very difficult. The idea that we are being still with ourselves, not achieving, as we allow the wisdom of the body's qi to circulate and find the blockages, whether through physical injury, emotional trauma. It's all stored in the body, as we know. So as we stand, we check to make sure that there's weight in the back body. So you should feel the majority of the pressure in the heels of the feet, with that little bend in the knees. And we are striving for a neutral pelvis. So sometimes I think about squeezing. If you squeeze the gluteal muscles, the buttocks muscles, you can feel how that opens up the front pelvis. And then, of course, release those muscles because we want as much relaxation as possible. The hands are 8-10 inches away from the body. And we bring our attention to the breath, always inhaling and exhaling out of the nostrils. We allow the lower body to expand. We allow that abdominal area, the side body, and even the back body. We think about a gentle expansion like a balloon inflating as we inhale and softly coming back in toward the body with each exhale. So as we relax that abdominal area, we create more room for the diaphragm to drop, the main breathing muscle in the body. We allow that to drop down as we inhale and sort of float back up as we exhale. So in your mind, just kind of visualize that. Exhale, inhale. So we create more of an opening, especially in the lower lungs, where there are more parasympathetic nerve connections. So this breath immediately helps us to relax. So the chin gently tucked as the crown of the head is lifted. The back neither in an anteversion or a retroversion. We find that neutrality, the weight not in the front, but balanced into the back of the body so that we have a nice straight axis, central channel. Tongue on the palate, gaze soft or eyes closed. Think about a rounded shape to the arms. And we'll just keep this to a few minutes here. If at any time you feel dizzy or lightheaded, simply bring the hands against the body. Make sure you open the eyes and maybe have a seat as needed. Relaxing the muscles in the face, the brow, around the mouth. Imagine that you have a heavy pillow resting on each shoulder as we have that tucked chin and lifting from the crown so we have a nice long neck. You might start to notice some excess of saliva in the mouth at some point with extended practice. That is an indicator of the qi flowing more powerfully in your body. That becomes filled with qi. All of the bodily fluids become qi filled with practice. Make sure you are relaxing all of the layers of muscles in the abdominal area that are frequently unconsciously held in. So even think about pressing the belly outward to see what that feels like. Occasionally coming back to the breath. As we stand and allow the qi to circulate and find those blockages. And that is where you might feel some discomfort, which is actually a good thing because the qi is trying to break through those dams or blockages, which is a cause of disease and pain in the body. As we stand, we can allow for some movement, maybe make some adjustments in the body. If you feel that you're actually tensing instead of relaxing, maybe you just come into a gentle shaking and then return back to your standing meditation. And just kind of going through the checklist of points that I've covered, reminding yourself the proper positioning, the breath, And your body might have little twitches. I'm noticing my fingers twitching right now, a release. So we allow for that. It's not as though we are a statue and we can't move. Quiet with the self, building strength from the inside. When the mind wanders, we simply bring it back to our practice, the breath. When the mind is thinking other thoughts, then there's less chi to circulate in the body, gets stuck up in the head. So, as with any meditation, we simply come back to the present moment and notice how our body is responding. And when we finish, we simply wrap the hands around and draw into the center, using the hands to stir down on your left and up on the right, giving the organs in the abdominal area a little massage, focusing on your energy center as well. Good. Uprooting one foot and then the other, shaking out the legs, rubbing the hands. And there are several ways to finish, but for now we'll focus on the kidneys. So we'll take that energy and warmth from the hands, wrap it around, and bring the hands up on to the kidneys. And you can massage, lifting, or just think about sending the energy in from the center of the palms. Kidneys, very important organs in the body and suffer the most from stresses in our lives. So just being grateful for the kidneys, warming them with your hands. And then just allowing the hands to come down to the sides. Ideally, you increase your standing time a little bit each week, keeping in mind all of these pointers on how to actually stand in a relaxed way. And then you carry that into the rest of your life, all the other things that you do. So I thank you for your kind attention, and know that whether you feel anything or not in your practice, you are creating healing. Be well.